5 signs that your marriage is doomed to failure. As an experienced divorce lawyer in Kenya, my name is Gloria Nafula. I am the managing partner and founder of Nafula Gloria and Company Advocates, and a family lawyer who we deal with divorce, we deal with children's matter, we deal with succession, right? So here are the 5 signs that your marriage is going to break down. Number 1, adultery or cheating. Okay, this is one of the reasons that grants for divorce. If you are cheating on your partner, they have full grounds to go to court to get a divorce. Number 2, are you even taking that marriage seriously, or else why would you marry one person and then jump over to the next? Remember, these are formal marriages where you have a marriage certificate. If you don't have a marriage certificate, then according to Kenyan law, you are not married. Okay, so if there's cheating and adultery, now I'm not going to get into the details of why would somebody cheat or why would not, but what I've seen from experience is just values. If somebody truly doesn't believe in cheating, man or woman, they won't do it. They won't, right? They'll just literally so graciously just separate the marriage. They'll file a divorce and be like, okay, I don't like this behavior anymore, so let's split. But if the person is a serial cheater, they don't think it's a weird thing to cheat. They think it's normal. Like, personally, I think it's weird. I think it's not good. But if they don't think that it's anything serious, then they will cheat, and they will cheat multiple times. Okay. So number 2 is, what if you search this up, they say stonewalling, okay? But I'm gonna call it desertion and ghosting because it's also a ground for divorce. So when somebody leaves a marriage for 3 years, they don't talk to their partner, they don't say anything, they don't communicate, and they just disappear, of course there's not gonna be a marriage. How can there be a marriage and it's only me? Then I might as well be single. That's what the law is telling you, okay? So in Kenya, where marriages where somebody is literally just on their own, okay? Especially if the person's not physically present, they've disappeared. There's complete neglect of this person, they're not operating as man and wife, then it's most likely gonna end in divorce, okay? Because you cannot disappear for years and expect to be welcomed back, okay? So this is a huge red flag in a marriage. Another thing is that stonewalling, where there's no communication, like a stone wall, right? So you'll find these marriages have broken down because one person like was trying to communicate, that person has disappeared completely, like, or they're not communicating at all. So the person is like, okay, you know what? Let's end this. So the marriage is ended. All right. The third reason is irretrievable breakdown of the marriage. What does this mean? This means that you have crossed the line. There is no hope of reconciliation. There are various ways you can do this. Sometimes, like I said, there are differences in values, where one person is, a Christian and the other one is a witch, so they cannot match up different values. There's disrespect going on, like there's humiliation of parties. One party is humiliating, they're no longer equal in the marriage. One person is humiliating the other person, and it's crossed the line of what this person can tolerate. That marriage is never going to work, okay? And like back in the day where people would like tolerate, and that was now the customs, now it's the new world. I mean, it's technology is there, information is there. So more people are coming out and saying, look, I will not tolerate this, and they're speaking on their experience, and it's giving people the bravery to move forward. So if the relationship has crossed the line for both parties, like maybe this person's line was disrespect, maybe this person's line was violence or something, then the marriage is over. Another sign that the marriage is unfit, it's not gonna happen, is cruelty. This person, or whichever side, is unnecessarily cruel, whether by words, by deed, by action, humiliating this person in front of other people, humiliating them in the house, humiliating them using money, using words, disrespect. This is like, think about it this way. Even I wouldn't do this to my friend. I wouldn't do this to a stranger. Why are you doing it to your loved one? Let alone the one you love, So this is obviously a sign that the marriage is broken down. Again, we use it as a grounds for divorce, because we're like, look, how can this person be cruel to their spouse? Okay, you're not cruel to a stranger, but you're cruel to a spouse. So it's something that will break down a marriage so fast, because people are only willing to tolerate so much. Even a cornered mouse will jump back. So cruelty is a big sign that the marriage is on its way out All right. And the last one I'll talk about is material breakdown of a marriage. If you think about what a marriage is, it's a man and wife, okay, living together as one unit, as a family, blah, blah, blah. If that's not happening, then it's on its way out. For example, conjugal rights. Conjugal rights is just sleeping together. You're no longer sleeping together. You've not slept together for years. That is something that is almost expected in a marriage, but if you're not doing it, then most likely your marriage is not going to continue, because that is the reason, again, people use for divorce. As lawyers, it's allowed, okay? We call it withholding of conjugal rights. No communication. You're in a family unit that doesn't communicate, okay? You're on different teams. You're opposing each other. One person wants the other one to fail. Another one doesn't want the other to succeed, you know. Literally, what marriage is supposed to be, you're not doing it. That's the breakdown of a marriage unit. You're no longer living as man and wife. You're no longer behaving as man and wife. You're behaving worse than strangers. If somebody from the outside didn't know you were married, they would think you're strangers or you're enemies. Then that marriage is on its way out. There are differences that cannot unite you guys anymore. And these are all reasons that we do in the petition when filing a divorce. Because when clients come to us and then you tell us, okay, I want a divorce, they've obviously crossed the line in some way, okay? It may not be easy to communicate like, okay, this, but they've crossed your line. You're saying, okay, this marriage we can't reconcile anymore. Whatever I had in my head that I thought this marriage could continue, it cannot. It has proven otherwise. And that is why the marriage has broken down. If these things are not present, most likely the marriage will continue. I'm not saying somebody come to me, I'm like, oh, my marriage is so happy, I want a divorce. Oh, my marriage, we work as a team, we work together in the marriage, we are moving forward together, we want the best for each other, we're breaking up. Unless it's only for a short period, because there are some cases where people are doing technical things. Like there's a case, okay, I won't use the Kenyan version. Let me give you a Chinese example where, to avoid certain property transfer taxes, they broke up so that, you know, they could save that money, then they got back together. I'm not talking about that, okay? I'm not talking about technical divorces. I'm talking about now, this one's separated, they don't want to see each other ever again. That kind of thing. Or even if they see each other, they want to go back to being strangers. So yeah. So for consultations, click the link in the description, or WhatsApp the number below, and you will be responded to. Yes. So if you enjoy videos like this, please subscribe. We do a lot of legal content. You can leave your questions in the comments, and I will answer them as best as I can. See you in the next one. Bye.